All right, today we're going to dive into a really powerful fable called The Lantern of Truth. And this story, it's all built around one single profound question, one that really gets you thinking about how our actions, even small ones, can impact everyone around us. So, what is the true weight of a single lie? I mean, really think about it. Is it just, a few empty words? A moment that just disappears? Or does it carry something heavier? Something with real, tangible consequences? Well, this story explores that exact idea, and it does it in a pretty incredible way. Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story takes place way up high in the mountains, in this little village called Oakhaven. Picture it. It's this beautiful, perfect spot tucked away in the trees. But here's the thing. Its safety doesn't come from big walls or an army of warriors. Nope. It all comes down to a single magical light. So let's talk about this light, right? Because it's not just some lamppost. It's the absolute centerpiece of the whole village, of their entire way of life. This is the Lantern of Truth. So what is it exactly? And why is it so important for Oakhaven to even exist? Okay, this is where it gets really cool. The fuel source for this lantern, it's not what you think. We're not talking oil or wood or anything like that. It's this ancient vessel, right? And its flame is powered by something you can't even touch. The honesty of the villagers. Yeah, you heard me. Their collective truthfulness is literally what keeps the flame going. And its purpose? Well, it's absolutely critical. That steady glow from the lantern, it's like this magical shield. It holds back this dangerous shadow mist that's always trying to creep down from the mountains. So think about that. In Oakhaven, honesty literally keeps the darkness away. All right, so who's at the center of all this? That would be Elara. She's a young girl, and she's the keeper of the flame. I mean, can you imagine that kind of responsibility? The well-being of her entire village is resting squarely on her shoulders. It's all tied to her doing her job. So the story really kicks off during the annual harvest feast. Everyone's happy, celebrating, a perfect day. But this is where everything starts to go wrong. Elara's friend, Kale, he pulls her aside to show her something he really shouldn't have. It's this incredible, shimmering stone he got from the Forbidden Caves. And here it is. This is the moment everything pivots on. Kale asks her to keep it a secret, and Elara, she just wants to protect her friend, keep him out of trouble, so she makes a promise. It's not a huge, dramatic lie, but it's a promise to stay silent. And that single act, that's what sets this whole chain of events in motion. The consequences are instant and supernatural. The second that little untruth is spoken, the lantern, which is basically a barometer for honesty in the village, it reacts. For the very first time anyone can remember, it flickers. And it's not just a flicker, the light itself changes. That warm amber glow that always made them feel safe, it twists into this sick-looking pale blue color. You can just see it. The dishonesty is actually corrupting the quality of the light itself. And then it's gone. With just a soft hiss, the flame vanishes. The village's only protection is completely extinguished. Think about that. One small lie, one broken promise was all it took to snuff out a light that had burned for generations. And things go from bad to worse, fast. We're talking a full-blown village-wide crisis. Panic just explodes. The shadow mist, with nothing to hold it back anymore, starts rolling down into the valley. And the elders, they know exactly what this means. There's a shadow, a lie, somewhere in the village. And they also know the only way to relight that lantern is for the truth to be spoken out loud. So this puts Elara in just an impossible position, right? The choice couldn't be more stark. Does she protect her friend's secret, or does she save her entire home? Suddenly, the weight of her tiny secret becomes the weight of her entire community's survival. And she makes her choice. She steps forward into that darkness, and she speaks the truth for everyone to hear. She takes full responsibility for everything, not just the lie, but for the choice. The choice to put a secret ahead of the safety of her home. So just like the lie had that immediate, terrible effect, the truth has an immediate, powerful one. As her words echo in the silence, a single spark ignites inside the glass, a little flicker of hope. The restoration has begun, and that one little spark just explodes. It erupts into this brilliant golden warmth, a light that seems even more powerful than before. And
And it doesn't just push the shadow mist back, it dissolves it instantly. It's just an incredible demonstration of the purifying power of the truth. So what's the big lesson here? What are we supposed to take away from the lantern of truth? Well, first, that any lie, even a little one you tell for a friend, it has a cost for the whole community. Second, secrets create shadows, and those shadows put everyone at risk. And finally, and this is the big one, speaking the truth, even when it's really, really hard, is a powerful, powerful act of healing and restoration. You know, the story leaves us with this really beautiful idea that while the truth can feel heavy, sometimes it's hard to carry, hard to say out loud. At the end of the day, it's the only thing that's bright enough to actually guide us through the dark. And that brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? It really makes you wonder, what's the shadow mist in our own lives? You know, what kind of mistrust or anxiety or conflict is simple honesty holding back for us? For our families or communities? It's definitely something to think about.
Hey, if you found this story as illuminating as I did, we'd really appreciate it if you'd help us keep our own light burning by hitting that like button and sharing this. It honestly helps us out a ton. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.